I'm Jason Griffin. Thanks for being a part of this webcast from jasongriffin.net. Well, the big news this week is in Washington, D.C., where you have budget talks going on between Barack Obama and the Democrats and John Boehner and the Republicans, and they're trying to reach an agreement on the best way to reduce the national debt. These talks have been contentious, and it doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon, which is unfortunate because when you break the budget deficit problem down to an individual level, it is staggering just how big this problem really is. And it's also painfully obvious what has to happen in order to fix it. So let's take a look at the numbers. In 2011, the United States is projected to spend $3.82 trillion. We're expected to bring in, through taxes and other revenue, $2.17 trillion. That's a difference of $1.65 trillion. In other words, the United States government will spend approximately $1.76 for every dollar that it brings in. Those are staggering numbers because it's hard to even comprehend what a trillion means, but when you break it down to your budget, it's a lot easier to understand. If you have an hourly pay rate of $20 an hour, that means that you'll earn $3,200 a month in income, but after you take out for taxes, you only have $2,560 that you're bringing home in take-home pay. If you have $2,560, but you're spending $1.76 for every $1 that you bring in, that means on a monthly basis, you're spending $4,500, a difference of $1,945. How many months could you afford to either take $1,945 out of your savings account or put it on your credit card before you went broke? So why isn't the problem getting solved? Basically, Republicans don't want to raise taxes and Democrats don't want to cut spending. Here's why it's so hard to reach a compromise. Think of raising taxes as working overtime. Both bring in additional revenue. But if you're spending $4,500 a month and you're only bringing in $2,560 a month, even if you worked an extra 16 hours a week in overtime at $20 an hour, you would only add an additional $1,000 after you paid taxes to your take-home pay. That's a total income of $3,584. You're still almost $1,000 short to be able to pay all of your bills. It's unfortunate that Democrats and Republicans can't reach a compromise, but when you break down our budget crisis on an individual level, it's easy to see that the only solution to our problem includes both painful tax increases and painful spending cuts. Of course, there's one more lesson that can't be applied to our current situation, but certainly ought to be applied to the future, and that's to not get in debt in the first place. That applies to both the federal government and to you, because if there's one thing that you can't do, it's print more money. If you like business, media, politics, life, make sure to check out my website for more online at jasongriffin.net. And until next time, thank you for being a part of this webcast.